Hello, welcome to the Horn Players discussion. My name is Mrs. Morin and I'm here with
Mrs. Wyatt.
Let's go ahead and let's start off with the title. We have Horn Players as our title. The artist is Jean-Michel Basquiat, and that's how you spell it. It is French, so, very difficult to spell. This is a contemporary piece. And the materials and technique, we have acrylic and oil stick on 3 canvas panels mounted on wood supports. And you can see there's 3 distinct boxes here. And then the intended purpose. So Basquiat was inspired by jazz musicians and likened their artistic talent to historical artists like Picasso. He focused on 2 successful musicians, and they are here. We have Charlie Parker, who was a saxophone player. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I think he was a saxophone player.
I remember him being a big band leader, but he probably had a horn also.
Yeah.
Yeah, our band kids are going to be like, oh my gosh.
And then Dizzy Gillespie, and he had this. He was a famous trumpet player, and he was still developing his own style during this time, so he looked to them for inspiration, these jazz musicians. The patron, we don't have a patron for this, although you were saying that...
yeah, a lot of the gallery owners picked him up, and him and Keith Haring are contemporaries with each other, and Haring and him were both like coming up at the same time. And so as their popularity grew, they became really, they went into the New York scene and started hanging around with all the rock stars and with Warhol. And so he was very much pushed up into popularity through a lot of the gallery owners.
Yes. And then as far as the intended audience, this is something that was made for his musical and artistic contemporaries, possibly also directed towards African-American audiences. And then Mrs. White can go ahead and explain the next parts.
So the first question is, what is a triptych? So a triptych is a painting that consists of 3 joined panels. So if you look at the piece, you'll see that it is 3 panels. Triptychs were really popular. We've seen them in medieval times, used kind of as altarpieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2 is, what does Doshu de Obi? I'm pretty sure that should have kind of a jazzy little thing to it, referring to the right panel. They're scat words, so they're wordless improvisations, and they would be sung by Dizzy Gillespie and often performed on stage. He, of course, was a jazz trumpeter, as we were already talking about. And then the third one is, which modern artist's work does Basquiat reference in this piece? And the answer to that one is Pablo Picasso's 3 musicians. So that's going to kind of finish us up with Basquiat.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
He died really young.
Yeah.
He died at 27. And so I think that there was a lot more that he could have done. But unfortunately, he was part of that whole graffiti to the gallery movement that happened in this period.
Yeah, he definitely made his mark on the world, though.
He did.
Yeah, it's amazing all the stuff he did in that short time.
Oh, yeah.
So that about ends it for us, and I hope that you enjoyed